Now to our first conversation. Nigeria officially took a major step towards modernizing its trade ecosystem with the rollout of its national single window, a long-anticipated reform designed to digitize and streamline cargo clearance across the country's ports. Driven by agencies including the Nigeria Customs Service, the platform is expected to reduce delays, eliminate duplication, and improve transparency in trade processes that have historically been slow and costly. Joining me now for this conversation, we have Dr. Farinto Kayode. He's the CEO of Wealthy Honey Invest Ltd. and is also a maritime consultant. Joining me right here in the studio. It's great to have you, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, my brother. How are you?
So I guess we've all been, waiting for these kind of reforms, when it comes to trade facilitation in Nigeria. We want things products to go out easily.
Yes.
And come into the country easily. And we have the national single window at this point. I don't know if it's too early to start gauging performance, so far, but how's it been?
Well, since the introduction of the single window, which was on the 27th of March 2026, we've never had this bad. Nothing has been moving. Everybody knows when you introduce new system, there could be glitches, there could be teething problems here and there, which are always surmountable. But in the last 2 weeks, we are unable to make documentation. You can't even upload on the national single window, just because perhaps maybe it was already done and due to many factors. Honestly, it's been very bad. We have never had it this bad.
Wow, so if it's worse now that we have the single window,
it's worse now.
That means almost like we should go back to what it was before.
Exactly. In fact, if it is possible, we go back to status quo antebellum.
But when we hear digitize, when you're digitizing processes, that should actually make things, faster.
Yeah.
What do you think is the problem here?
It ought to be
the technology? What is it?
It ought to be. The technology is good. The design is very good. But anything about Nigerian factor will always creep in. When the sensitization was going on, I told them there are things you need to put in place. Nigerian ecosystem, trade ecosystem is very, very complex. It's complex in the sense that there are too many participants that are interconnected and related. And we have government agencies who have different interests, different network, and always want to protect their agencies. These are not put in place. So in view of that, I suggested that you need a legal framework. The legal framework will subsume the various agencies acts that establishes them. Because what we have now, we have a situation which is called iron gate bureaucracy. One agency wants to protect its agency and say you must get this, you must get that. We even have a situation where one of the agencies, SON, is now increasing their charges when single window is just being introduced. So everything now is not glitches, it's a gridlock. We can't move forward, and if you cannot upload, you cannot even get from them, let alone going ahead to get your pre-arrival assessment report. So how do you get this cargo clear out of the port? That's number one. The other point I can mention is lack of enough sensitization. I give it to the guys who actually did the sensitization, but there is not enough sensitization. That's number two. Number three, this is supposed to be a pilot scheme. You don't just put the whole nation, all our eggs in one basket in the name of doing single window. It should be done in phases. But the way we have it now, everybody's confused. If you ask questions, nobody can answer you. And there should be a feedback mechanism where in the course of your documentation, you have these glitches, you can always, these are the network or these are the feedback where you can relate to and say, these are the problems that we're encountering. But for now, nobody asks questions, nobody answers any questions. We're just stuck. Containers are coming in, vessels are coming in, we're unable to clear this cargo, and it's very, very worse.
And what's that doing to business so far?
It's killing business.
Definitely we have.
It's killing business because the importers will pay demorages and storages, and there's nothing anybody can do about that. Even the federal government herself is not generating revenue. For instance, supposing one port generates 20 billion naira in a day, multiply 20 billion by 10 days is over 200 billion naira. So government is even losing money herself. But it seems nobody is talking about it. And unfortunately, they are censoring information in the maritime industry. Nobody wants to talk. If you want to talk, you are geeked. They say, no, please don't talk about national single window. The beautiful thing for any system is that subject it to criticism so that Nigerians will know these are the challenges that we have on this particular system.
So that means we have kind of like a Strait of Hormuz problem.
God bless you, Strait of Hormuz, blockade in our Strait of Hormuz.
Right here.
Right here in
because
Nigeria.
Because of new technology.
Yeah, new technology.
Okay, so if we're going to face this, because I guess we had the same issue with the airports, technology.
Yeah.
Recently, we had to go back, because of this whole bottleneck issue, the technology being, we're bringing that technology maybe too fast.
Yes, too fast.
So is that the same? Is that what's playing out?
That is what is playing out, and we find a situation where people want to believe that we brought national single window and we have introduced it. But Nigeria is a very complex nation. It is not something, and our trading ecosystem is very, very complex, and a lot of things were not put into consideration. This is not too good for us. And not even now, when vessels are going through, they're rerouting their routes, and freight is increasing. So the government must do something urgently about this situation.
And when it comes to doing something, I hope it doesn't mean...
My suggestion is it should be suspended immediately.
Suspend again.
Suspend it, go back to the technicalities, enough sensitization. There must be a legal framework to hold you largely responsible if in your department you are actually a clog to the will of the progress of single window. This is very important. If it's not done, you have a situation where there will be shifting of blames here and there. Meanwhile, it is a common man that suffers whatever is the overhead cost that is actually transferred, because the importer will definitely not bear the brunt.
Yeah, because at this point the customer is already going through a lot.
And the unfortunate thing is that most of our trade, we go into a kind of MOU with our client. Okay, this is my bill of lading, claim a consignment for me. He does not want to hear about damages or storage. So where are we going now? We are in a fix now. It is the freight forwarder that are suffering it.
All right. So, definitely, I don't like when we, bring in technology, then we have to suspend it because it's not, implementation is not done right. Because we would love to see, technology at our ports, make it more efficient, going forward. But this is the issue, right now, and I do hope we solve it.
When the primary aim is defeated, you don't have a choice than to suspend it.
Because it's funny if it's worse than before we had the...
Even when there was Biodogu was an Abiku, if you know the scenario of Abiku. But when an Abiku has crisis, there are always, medicines to administer to that Abiku to solve the problem. But what we have now is a stalemate, is a gridlock.
It's quite incredible.
It's very, very unfortunate.
We bring in technology and the problem gets worse.
Got worse.
Okay. All right, we'll keep tracking this one. At this point, thank you so much. I'm Dr. Farinto Kayode, CEO, Wealthy Honey Invest Ltd, and is a maritime consultant. Thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you for having me.